So here's an introduction to this fun as advanced computer apps can be, real estate project. So you're going to use House View Online to find properties in Cape and Jackson. So please make sure they are Cape and Jackson, not Gordonville, not Fruitland, not wherever else, Cape, Jackson. So I have gone here and found this really beautiful log cabin here. This log cabin house. The things that you're going to have to look at when you collect your data for this is going to be the MLS. That's the multiple listing service number that the realtors use. The price and the number of bedrooms. And then you're going to look at the square footage of the house. And then basically you're going to kind of look at the pictures and make a few comments, for lack of a better word. As you look these up, you're either going to go ahead and create the database and start putting the information in, which is one way to do it, but you're limited if you do that because then you're only going to be able to work on it when you're, on Microsoft Access. Or on the instructions page, I have a Google spreadsheet. So basically you can just paste all your stuff into the Google spreadsheet and then later on export that spreadsheet out as an Excel spreadsheet and import it into Access and then go from there. So it's up to you. Doesn't matter to me. But whatever you do, as you collect this information, you have to save these pictures. So you're going to want to make a folder on your OneDrive, or if you're collecting them on your Google Drive, make one on your Google Drive. But eventually, you'll have to get them and put them in your database. So save this main picture. So the page that tells you like where it's at, you're going to right-click and save. And it should automatically save as the MLS number, which is good because you need to be able to find it later, and it could be 2 weeks from now. So we need to make sure it's saved as that number. So always double-check it. But I right-click Save Image As, and you can see here this one does say 170-23201. I already have it in here. Okay, so you're going to save that, and as you continue to work and add them, save them. And you need to have a variety. So you need some Cape, some Jackson, some that are under 100, some that are in these middle ranges, a few fancy ones that are way up there and expensive. But, have an assortment. Like half of yours may be under 200,000, half of them over 200,000. But you're wanting to have at least 15 to 20 properties in there. Okay. So once you do that, you're going to go into Access and you're going to create the database. I had decided I was going to set mine up and enter mine straight into here. So once I created my listings table, and when I did it, I made a drop-down list for Cape Girardeau and Jackson using the lookup list. So if you recall, that's going in here, going to the lookup wizard, and then basically saying I'm going to type in. And then I typed in Cape Girardeau and Jackson, and that's it. That's all. Eventually, you're going to have to add a field for agent. You can add it now or you can add it later. Doesn't matter, because later on you're going to make an agent's table. It's in the instructions, but it's not something that you have to do in the beginning. And then what I did was I just made a form based on my table. You're also going to have an attachment field for one of them, and it's all on the instructions, and that's how you upload the picture. So I made my entry form, and then I just can pop all this stuff in here and copy and paste, split my screen and copy and paste. And then when you get to your photo one, you hit on this little paper clip, and that's how you put the picture in there. So kind of cool. You can see the actual picture and fill out the information. And again, the agent part doesn't matter if you have that part yet or not. So when you're looking at this on Canvas, let me pull it up in Canvas. The instructions are here, and then there's an example of what you're going to be making in the end. Now, you're not going to do this part yet. When you get to part 2 of the project, I kind of break it down as to like do this part and then go ahead and put this part into your presentation. So at some point, you're going to need to make a slideshow that you can put all of this stuff into. And you'll see here, like, for instance, here is my listing table in print preview. And here is going to be my agents table. But this one's not in print preview because I needed to show the relationship between the agent ID and the listings. Anyway, that stuff will make more sense later on. But there's certain things that you have to do print previews for. And then you'll put them up here. You're going to be running some queries. You're going to create a report. Eventually, you'll be adding some Excel things in there. Lots of different things that we'll be including in the project. So it's not all Access, and we won't do it all in 1 week or anything. So here's the instructions. Again, you're going to want to create a folder for this, copy this spreadsheet. It's just a Google sheet that's already set up with those fields. Make your own copy and you can start saving all that stuff in there. You're going to use House View Online, at least 15 homes, 20 would be better. Cape and Jackson. I show you kind of if you're not sure where to look, like for the MLS, the price, the bedrooms, the square footage. For the description, just look at the front of the house. Like for the description, it just needs to be short. And basically, if I looked at all your pictures in your folder, do I know what it is based on that description? So I put large, fancy, gray brick with 3-car garage. That describes this one. Okay? So that's what description is. Like from the outside, what's it look like? Okay? And you can use like adjectives, you know, like super ugly, dirty siding, red home with green shutters or whatever. Anyway, and then for features over here, that's like look at your inside photos and look at some of the features. Like, does it have a game room or stainless steel appliances or hardwood floors or jacuzzi tub or something like that? Just a few features is fine. I don't need like long paragraphs or anything like that. Just kind of a general comma list of some stuff. Okay. When you put all these in here, don't put any commas or dollar signs or anything like that for all your numbers. Just put numbers in there. And that's pretty much it. So you're just going to get all of your data. And don't forget to save the exterior photo of the house. You got to save the exterior photo of the house. Okay. And then at some point, you're going to export out that Excel spreadsheet. And then you're going to create your new database, save it at home as homes into your real estate folder on your OneDrive. And that's when you would import the spreadsheet. So, but for now, we're just talking here about this part 1, which is collecting, or part A, which is collecting all of this data. Eventually, we'll add a second table to the data and start this other part where there's a bunch of other different items that you'll create. So have fun looking for houses.